If your only practice outlet is the driving range, then you need to know, are driving range golf balls negatively impacting your game? So in today's video, I'm going to be putting one of the most common driving range golf balls from Srixon through my standard performance testing to see how well it performs and see if there's anything that you should know about this ball before you next hit it on the driving range. I'm going to test this ball by hitting 50-yard pitch shots. I'm then going to hit 8-iron and driver shots, not only at my own speed, but also at average golfer speed. And then we're going to have a look at the data to see if we can see how well this ball performs. Then I'm going to cut the ball open so as we can confirm the construction of this golf ball and if there's anything unusual or special about it. And then we're going to draw some conclusions as to whether using driving range golf balls can actually negatively impact your practice. Right, so let's get straight outside and capture some swings from my 50-yard pitch shots. Right, so let's now move up to 8-iron and I'm going to hit some shots at my normal playing speed and also at average golfer speed. And just a reminder, that's around 75 miles an hour of club head speed. Okay, so now let's get the big stick out and smash some drivers. And I'm going to do this again at my normal speed. And I'm also going to dial it back to average golfer speed. And for driver, that's around 90 to 95 miles an hour of club head speed. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed seeing some of those shots. And the first thing I will say about this golf ball is it is really, really firm feeling. Now, these range balls have a compression rating of 90, but although I haven't cut this open yet, I'm probably expecting it to have quite a thick cover to aid in its durability, and I think that's why it feels so firm. Now for me, I tend to play a firm tour style golf ball, so the jump to a driving range golf ball is noticeable but not unmanageable. However, I imagine if you're a person that plays a really, really soft compression golf ball, going over the driving range and hitting one of these balls probably feels like hitting a golf ball sized stone. Right, so let's now head straight over to the data. Right, so let's pop the 50-yard pitch shot data up here first of all. And to be fair, there's nothing too much to be complaining about with this golf ball. Yes, spin isn't exactly high at 5,900, but I wouldn't expect that from a ball of this nature, which we would probably expect when we cut it open to be a two-piece ball. And this sits firmly in that kind of range that I've seen with any of these kind of balls. Now, the interesting thing though is if we look at vertical launch. Now, this is usually something that I've found in my testing can get quite high when we're looking at budget or cheaper two-piece golf balls. And if you've missed any of my budget golf ball reviews, I'll just put a little link up in the corner here for you. But what we've tended to find is, especially with some of the softer golf balls in the two-piece budget bracket, they tend to launch really high and they can get up over 30 degrees and sometimes 31, 32, and they almost seem to sort of pop up in the air. However, this driving range golf ball has been coming out at 26 degrees of launch. That's quite a nice number for me. So in general, this ball's not performed that badly considering it is a driving range golf ball. Right, so let's now get rid of that data and pop 8 iron up here for you, and we'll cover off my speed first of all. Now you can see I had a club head speed of around about 89 miles an hour, which is firmly in that window that I would expect to see it. And if we look at vertical launch, you can see it was at 19.1. And again, that's a very normal launch angle for me with my 8 iron. So spin was generally in line with what I've seen from two-piece golf balls, and this one was just under 5,800 RPM. Now, I tend to be a naturally low iron spin player, and I am hitting off a mat which will also reduce some of that spin. So in essence, this ball, with the speed that I've got, is producing a reasonably expected spin number. So then when we take that data and we then look at the carry number of this golf ball, it's 163.7 yards, and this is pretty much exactly in the window that I've tended to see. Now, throughout my testing of golf balls, interestingly, I've found that with these mid-iron shots, virtually every ball tends to carry approximately in a similar window, and it's good to see that the driving range ball is not performing any differently. Right, so let's swap that data out and pop 8 iron at average golfer speed up here. And with a number of the data points, this golf ball again is kind of correlating with a lot of two-piece golf balls. Certainly spin isn't particularly high at under 5,400 RPM, but I wouldn't expect to see huge spin numbers out of this golf ball. And with a carry distance of around about 123 yards, it's kind of in the middle. It's not a long golf ball, it's not particularly soft, it's pretty much doing what I would expect it to do, very, very similar to what it was doing at my normal speed. Right, so let's get rid of that data and let's pop driver up there at my speed, and you can see I was swinging the club at just over 107 miles an hour, which is about where I am in these golf ball tests that I do. However, with that kind of club head speed, I would have hoped to have seen a ball speed over 160 miles an hour. And if we look at the data here, you can see I only got 159.3. So certainly this ball, although it's really, really firm, which you would expect to help create speed, isn't quite holding the ball speed that I would really like to see. With a spin number of just over 2,600, that's again kind of what I would expect to see, if not a little bit higher than I would like. And those figures then are creating a carry distance of just over 261 yards of carry, which is respectable without being particularly long. Right, so if we now pop the driver data at average golfer speed, and just a reminder that's around 90 to 95 miles an hour club head speed, you'll see that we were generating a ball speed of around about 138 miles an hour, which actually isn't too bad for one of these golf balls and sits firmly in that, again, range that I would expect to see. So with a spin number of just under 2,500, and a carry distance of just over 213 yards, this ball is pretty solid for an average golfer. It's not ridiculously long, but it's sitting in a nice middle range and probably isn't having that much of an impact of what you're seeing against if you were playing a normal average two-piece golf ball. Right, so now we've had a look at the data, it's now time to get this golf ball cut open and just confirm its construction and make sure there's nothing unusual going on inside this driving range golf ball. So as I suspected, this is just a no frills two-piece golf ball. Now there are two interesting things to have a look at, and the first one is the fact that they've actually not coloured the core. Now most golf balls, when we cut them open, have bright coloured cores that are quite interesting. I'm assuming that they've done this again just to help keep the price of these golf balls down. And the other thing you will notice is how thick this ionomer cover is. It's probably the thickest cover that I've seen on any golf ball that I've cut open. Now again, that's not particularly surprising when you consider what a driving range golf ball goes through. Not only does it get a lot of hits throughout its lifetime, but it tends to get picked up by heavy machinery and ends up in an industrial washing machine to make sure that the balls come out clean for the next person. So not only do they have to have some level of performance, but they have to be really, really durable to provide value for money for the people who own the driving range. So I think the main conclusion here is pretty straightforward. As long as your driving range balls are in good condition, the performance of them isn't that bad considering, and therefore driving range practice is actually valuable. Now, regarding condition of the golf balls, I think your only problem at a driving range would be if you're getting a bucket of balls and there's a number of them that have got chips, cracks, marks on them, or they've gone through the cycle of hitting, picking up and washing so many times that you can see that the dimple pattern is being worn down. And at that point, I would obviously be flagging that to the people that are running the driving range. At the end of the day, driving range balls per bucket now aren't particularly cheap, and you want to make sure that you're getting the best quality balls that you can to maximize the practice time that you have. So ultimately, any practice is good practice, and if your practice is a driving range with driving range golf balls, then that's not going to negatively impact on your practice or your golf game. However, if you want to find a structured, easy to follow practice routine that's not going to waste you time or money, I'll pop a little link up here to a video that I've made which will allow you to hit just 100 balls a week, but will be really good quality practice that will help you improve. So if you found value in this video, then make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any data-driven content that I'm going to be providing. And check out this video. I think you'll really enjoy it. I'm Graham, and I'll catch you on the course soon.